video demonstrates a configuration of bandwidth aggregation with an AnexGATE ACE appliance, along with a speed test to determine the results of bandwidth aggregation. Open your browser and go to the URL. Log in to the admin dashboard by using the credentials given. The default credentials for user ID and password and click on Save. After filling these details, go to the network option in the side panel and select the option WAN. We will start checking the load balancing by configuring each WAN one at a time and then combined using metrics. For our tutorial, we will obtain an IP on WAN1 by DHCP. Select DHCP mode in WAN1 and click on Save. The device will now obtain an IP address automatically via DHCP on the selected WAN interface. Next, go to the firewall option in the side panel and select the option Rules. Make sure the WAN interface is selected in the list of interfaces within the WAN1 zone. If it is not selected, you can edit the WAN zone and select WAN1 interface in the list of interfaces for the WAN zone. Also confirm the default settings for the WAN zone. For incoming, it's accept, for forwarding, it is reject, and for outgoing, it is accept. Save these settings. For the purpose of this video, we will currently disable WAN2. Once configured, check for WAN1 status in the dashboard. If an IP address has been received on WAN1 via DHCP as configured earlier, you will have correctly set up the WAN1 interface. After configuring the WAN1 interface, we conduct a speed test to measure the actual download and upload speed for WAN1. For factual purposes, we have set up a connection of 12 Mbps for WAN1 and the speed test shows results of 11.9 Mbps for download speed and 11.2 for upload speed. You can see it in the screen. After the completion of the speed test, we will follow the same steps to configure WAN once again. But this time, we will disable WAN1 and save the settings and then configure WAN2 in DHCP mode. Go to the network option in the side panel and select the option WAN. Go to the firewall option once again and in the side panel select the option Rules. When selected, you can edit the WAN zone and select WAN1 interface in the list of interfaces for WAN zone. For this option, select the interface WAN2 and confirm the default settings for WAN zone. For incoming, it is accept. For forwarding, it is reject. For outgoing, it is accept. Please save these settings. For these settings, you can confirm the connection for WAN2 by going to the dashboard and checking the status on WAN. The corresponding values will appear for the connection being up. We can do the speed check again. For this purpose, we have set up a connection of 10 Mbps. By the speed test, you can see the values for download and upload appear to be 9.4 Mbps and 6 Mbps respectively. These two settings confirm individual speeds for connections WAN1 and WAN2. Now to set up bandwidth aggregation in the DHCP mode, we again have to go to the option WAN in the network in the side panel. So select DHCP in WAN1. Similarly, select DHCP in WAN2 and define a metric 2. To confirm that both the connections are up, you can go to the dashboard after saving the settings and check the status of these two connections. The values will appear on the panel when the connections are up as shown. You can also confirm the metric of these two connections before setting up bandwidth aggregation. For the next step, you will have to go to the option Firewall and select Rules. Here, you will have to edit the WAN interface to include both WAN1 and WAN2 by selecting both the options and confirming the default values. For the rest, and save the settings. It is important that both WAN1 and WAN2 are displayed on the Zones panel for WAN interface. To set up bandwidth aggregation, you will have to go to the option Routing displayed in the side panel and select the option Bandwidth Aggregation. At the beginning, both the WAN balance interfaces will display as disabled, and you can edit these values by selecting the Edit option. First, let us edit and enable WAN1 by selecting WAN1 in the option Interface. Also confirm the respective values for parameters mentioned and save these settings. Similarly, let us edit and enable WAN2. Select WAN2 option in the interface. Also confirm the respective values for parameters mentioned and save these settings. In case the connectivity status after the setup displays offline or error, you can refresh the page and the status will get updated to online. It is important that both the statuses for WAN1 and WAN2 are displaying online. You can check it in the panel. The parameters displayed on the screen for bandwidth aggregation and selection of WAN1 and WAN2. You can confirm the success of this setup by doing a speed test and save the settings. Please make sure that you do the speed test for all these connections by selecting the same server throughout. If the servers are different, the results displayed might not be as accurate to show load balance. The results displayed by the speed test are 21.4 Mbps for download and 15.4 Mbps for upload. The individual connections selected 12 Mbps and 10 Mbps yield a result of 21.4 Mbps when the bandwidth is aggregated. The upload speed also displays a value of 15 Mbps, which confirms the bandwidth aggregation for an ACE appliance. Thank you for watching.